Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we're going to return with the warning to Coyote Harley Davidson. We looked at this entire show about a month ago, I think, and another clip has turned up from a different angle that I thought would be really fun to watch. It's of the song Hunter, and it's much closer to the action, but from the side. We can actually see a little bit better than we could in the video that we checked out, which had the complete show. That was filmed by somebody who was at the end of a platform that jutted out from the stage that both Ali and Danny came down regularly. But this is right where the platform begins. So we should have a much clearer shot. I mean, there was so much fog and it was dark out, and the lights, they weren't really illuminating the band that well from the other angles. So I think this is going to be a little bit better. This is the only song that I know of that this particular camera captured. If there's more, maybe we'll check out more later. Adrian, any thoughts on this? Do you remember the Coyote Harley Davidson show and what you thought of it?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was explosive intensity, I guess, was one way I would describe it.
Yeah, they were ready to open up a motorcycle center. This was the grand opening. I have a feeling that it was a grand reopening of some type, because I think the dealer was there before, but this was billed as a grand opening. So it was a big event, a lot of people there. They had several bands, and one of them was The Warning. So with all that said, let's see them play Hunter.
Don't make a sound.
A short but sweet clip, a fine new angle to be watching the show from.
Yeah, I just like, in the beginning, it looked like, Danny and Ali were out there like two rock and roll soldiers coming on stage to rock out and take over.
Yeah,
And they're rocking out and taking over.
The new rock and roll queens are here. We're going to be doing everything from now on.
Yeah, all of them are owning the place with attitude.
I am wondering if there's more. I'm looking around just to see if there's anything else from this particular show. It looks like the site I'm looking at does have a number of clips. It's just that they're not very well labeled. Like, we don't really know what shows they're from. Maybe I'll take a look through and see if I can find some other clips from this particular show or anything else that we might want to check out. I thought that was a really cool thing to see. I noticed Ali made a couple of very teeny tiny mistakes, and at one point I think that she looked at Pau, and Pau was like looking back, and they were kind of laughing about it. That tends to be the reaction when there's a mistake. They just laugh it off, which is the right attitude. It's like, oh well, well, that moment's gone. Let's keep going. Kind of a thing. And that's good. It's also good for your psyche if you're a musician up on stage. You don't want to get embarrassed. You just want to shake things off and keep going.
Attitude like theirs probably helps when you're playing for bikers, I imagine.
Well, I don't know. I think that the term biker really has gotten pretty wide because it's not like, the days of Easy Rider, what bikers really are. And I think they can be just about anybody these days. You don't have to necessarily have an iron in a particular fire. Like the leather jackets, those fit. Okay, well, folks, why don't you let us know what you thought of this? If you saw the show with us before, what do you think about this clip as opposed to the other ones? Do you know of any other clips that came from this camera or from any other cameras that were on site that day? By all means, let us know. We'd be interested. Maybe we'll go ahead and check it out. All right. And if you have other suggestions for us, you can leave those below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed our presentation, please subscribe. All right. Thanks so much for joining us, and we will catch you on the next one. Take care, folks.
See you later.